Hello and thank you for calling.
Hello and welcome to Customer Obsessed Squared. My name is Vanya.
And I'm Frank.
Today we're talking about Contact Lens for Amazon Connect, a machine learning and artificial intelligence powered feature that allows real-time and post-call data and insights for agents and supervisors. Frank, why don't you get us started with some of the main features and an overview?
Great. Today we're going to cover 8 use cases that Amazon Contact Lens delivers for contact centers. So we'll start off the top with 2 real-time functions, which are around agent compliance. Agent compliance allows an organization to set phrases and such to identify when an agent needs help. So if an agent's not saying something that they need to say or saying something they shouldn't be saying, it provides an agent and the supervisor real-time notification that a change needs to be made on that call. And that can be used ultimately to help coach the agent in real time and make sure the customer has a positive outcome.
Right. So not only for training, but real-time sort of intervention, digital artificial intelligence intervention, helping the agent give a better customer service.
That's right. Forgetting to say at the end of the call, is there anything else I can help you with? A perfect example. And coaching that agent real time. And then if the agent's not addressing the item, it also provides the capability for a supervisor to get notification and listen in, monitor the call, and then if need, barge in and actually jump on the call and start actually interacting with the caller as well to correct the issue before the end of the experience. So you have that from real time. So real time there, coaching live while you're on the call. Then there's some additional functionality that's available post-call. So after the call, the system actually can do a little bit more insight and intelligence. So it can identify if there's silence, long periods of silence on the call, which are seen as awkward.
Sure.
If you're talking to an agent and they go quiet, you assume maybe they disconnected or something happened. And the other post-call function is interruptions. So if the agent is over speaking the caller, you can also get analytics and insight into that and see when that's happening. So again, you can kind of correct that issue.
Perfect. Great.
Next is categorization. So being able to tag a call when specific keywords are said so that you can go back and identify of all the calls made this week or received this week, how many contained, we had a new promo that we ran this week, how many had reference to that promotion. And you can actually see that without the agent having to do anything, just by the speech being, and the conversation being had. You can get that insight and see those tags across all the calls in the contact center.
Attribution. Marketing is going to love that.
Absolutely. Trying to find out where the sale came from. Well, if they said it, you'll be able to extract it now, thanks to Contact Lens. Next is theme detection, which is identifying changes in themes in your contact center. And a good example of this is within an organization, you're going to have churn. You're going to have customers that leave and cancel a service. And maybe having 1 or 2 of those a day is just part of the industry and business that you're in. But all of a sudden, if that starts to change and increase to 5, 10, 15 a day, there's a change there in the trend. And a theme is presenting itself and needs attention, right? And the only way to act on that proactively is to understand when those themes are happening and then get into actioning them. Theme detection will allow you to do that now.
Right. So you get an influx of customers calling in, I want to quit because of X, Y, and Z. It's going to identify what X, Y, and Z is and then flag all of those calls. So you basically get a head start on identifying this issue maybe before it's too late and you can react to it.
Yeah. Pricing, right? A competitor is going after your customer base. They're saying, I'm leaving, going to leaving, I'm leaving, I'm leaving. You start to see the trend. Now you start to listen to those calls and you see, oh, they're leaving to this competitor because they have a better price, and you can act on that. That's right. And next is summarization. So when an agent is on a call, often in contact centers, they have to make call notes to identify why the call's happening, specifically the issues, the outcomes, and then any actions they need to take. Now, machine learning can do that for you. So the agent can focus on the experience and get on to helping the next customer without those, the call wrap-up time and entering notes on what happened and what needs to happen on the call. And obviously, if there's follow-up actions using cases or tasks, you can even embed that information, those next actions, and action them using those functions. So this, again, helping the agent, reducing the amount of work they need to do on the call.
Perfect. Identify the issue, identify the outcome, and set the next action. Sounds like great customer service to me.
That's right. Agent evaluations. So agent evaluations have been around for a long time. That's not anything new, but having agent evaluations automatically scored without a human listening and scoring the call is something that's newer on the scene. And using contact lens, the system is capable of auto-scoring your agents based on the evaluations you set up. So you can set the questions and the scores, pass-fail requirements, and train the machine learning on what is a good score, what drives a good score, and then let it perform the evals for you.
Right. So instead of humans having to listen back to a conversation, then using their own judgment to score it, you're getting all of this data done automatically. And not only that, but I think I've heard you mention it can range anywhere from a standard rate of 3% to evaluation is good for a QA. So we're going from 3% to 100%. So massive difference you're getting just every single call analyzed. I mean, that's just fantastic.
That's right.
A lot of time saved.
And a lot more insight because you can focus your time on those very good experiences and the experiences that weren't so good,
right,
and need your time. That's where the coaching is required, not the middle of the pack.
Exactly. So now you can spend your time actually fixing those mistakes instead of just listening to phone calls.
That's right. Next is sentiment analysis. Kind of goes hand in hand, maybe a little bit with scoring. How happy is the caller? How happy is the agent? So the ability to see both of those and to see that over the trend of the call. So, did the caller call in about something? They were distraught and unhappy. And then towards the end of the call, the agent was able to address their needs, and they ended up wrapping up the call in a good state and a happy frame of mind. And again, the machine learning is able to pick that up from the voice and the words being said to score that, or to show that, and show with emoticons live in the actual interaction. And then those insights can be used for real-time, post-call, and agent evaluation purposes as well.
Perfect. And it's going to show you the sentiment over time. As we'll see once we dive deeper into it, we'll see that it shows the sentiment over time, over a call. Because generally, if a call comes in with low sentiment, you want it to improve.
Yeah. Depending on, if you're in the loyalty department, generally all the callers are calling in to cancel their service. They're not going to be happy to start. But, you've got a superstar agent if you've got someone that could convert that person canceling the service at the start of the call to staying with your service at the end. And that's what that does.
Perfect.
And last but not least is personally identifiable information redaction, PII we call it for short. So that's taking out the things that we don't want people to hear around personal information. So banking information, date of birth, anything that can identify you as a person. And, if it gets into the hands of bad actors, not good, the best way to prevent that from happening is not to have it in the first place, right? So making sure that all the calls that are automatically transcribed, because that's a function of Lens right out of the box, is that It'll automatically record and transcribe every call, but with the redaction function, it automatically understands what's that identifiable information and removes it from the transcripts, removes it from the recordings, so it's not accessible if that's what's really important in your environment.
So things like credit card numbers, social insurance number,
date of birth, first name, last name even.
So you can set the parameters of what you want to be redacted.
Exactly.
Right. And then those things just simply don't show up in the transcript, and you can just see that that data has been redacted. You
have the ability to separate transcripts. So if you want one transcript that is unredacted and another one that is, you have that capability. Or if you don't want any of the unredacted info, so everything's always clean of data, you can choose just to save that, all configurable in the platform.
Incredible. I mean, just some really powerful features. Again, save time, more insights, better training, and as it's a trend we've seen, using your human resources towards their best potential. Instead of listening to calls, now we're actually analyzing data. We're doing actionable. We're getting actionable results. We're getting things to progress rather than just sort of trying to spin a wheel and trying to catch up. So it really puts you ahead of the game.
Absolutely. And out of the box, these are things that are available today. These aren't like roadmap future abilities. They're capabilities in the platform that can be deployed really quickly and flexibly. So you can choose to turn this on 100%.
Right.
Or you can choose to turn it on for certain queues, a percentage of the calls, and take it from there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today, Frank. Thank you for listening. Look forward to diving deeper into contact lens and a lot of these features. There's a lot more there. So as we go on, we're gonna dive deeper into each one. So stick around for that, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, and thank you for calling.